Elizabeth Olsen of WandaVision.
Um, yeah, when I signed on to Marvel, it was just like a couple, and then it kept being a couple. Which was to my benefit in multiple ways. One being that they would only use me if it was necessary for the story, so I never felt like they just needed to throw me in because of like a 6 or 9 movie deal or something. And then when I was told about the television show, I was pretty mortified for two reasons. New platform, Disney Plus, and then people are used to seeing these characters in larger than life ways, not on your television.
Right.
And so that was something to wrap my head around. But I think the thing that was lovely about our show is it is a love song to television. And so if Marvel is going to enter the world of television, to do it with so much love and honoring of the history of television at the same time, while working in this character's inner life that I have been making up in my head along the way to feel the same, and to actually flesh it out with and really explore her own trauma that has led to this surreal space was a really clever way of combining, I think, the character and the format. And really, I feel like right now there's so much television, and whether something's a limited series or a series, and to really now think about like why we're doing things in certain formats is something I'm just always now interested in. Why does this need to be a film when it could possibly live better as a limited series? And then how do you take advantage of that format now moving forward, like we see so many shows do? And I think that's what's really exciting right now about television is how do we take advantage of that format and that structure of storytelling.
Elizabeth, and if I can say, I'm just gonna tag in on what you were saying. I just love the way you portray Wanda. I'm a big comic book fan. I've read about the Scarlet Witch for a very long time, and you depicted her so beautifully in the way and how you made her so real. I thought it was just great for the world to see, so that a lot of people don't mistake Marvel for just a comic book. There are real stories that are inside of there, and the way they centered you in her story is amazing. Huge comic book fan and a huge fan of you. You did such a beautiful job, sis. Honestly.
I think when I because I've been working for only 10 years, and I think the first like 6 I learned how to make a decision. I think I was trying so hard to not be put in a box that's what was guiding me making choices. I did know that I didn't want to be an actor who was thought of as youthful and beautiful, and whatever that attachment people like to put onto young women. And so I
Mhm.
think I did everything in my power to like not do that. But I didn't really have my own pillars of why I wanted to do things beyond just the character. And and that sort of started to solidify, I would say, only in the last like 5 years. But really it's just always down to the script and who's involved, and if the directors kind of new at something, then who are they being propped up by? And that's kind of where I just go from. But I do think that I had a big learning curve. I went straight from some like theater school at NYU at the Atlantic, knowing more about Somerset than Sundance. And so I didn't know about film. I didn't know about the machine of it. And I made a lot of odd decisions, I think, because I didn't my brain didn't understand how maybe one makes a decision yet. Right, Sarah? You were there for that time. I thought when Sarah and I were making Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, I was like, I didn't, I didn't under, I didn't under, someone asked me, like, did you know that, you had Sarah Paulson with you, that this could be, a film that people saw. And I was like, well, I didn't know Sundance.
You're like, who's fuck Sarah Paulson?
It wasn't that.
No.
I mean, independent cinema to me was just like going to Quad Cinema in New York and just like seeing a movie. But theater, I understood what was happening in theater at that time. I understood. So I feel like a moron for not going back to theater, in the like only once in 10 years.
Mm.
And this conversation with Gillian right now is inspiring.
I know.
I use it a lot. I use it. I use it when I don't know, on set. I mean, I want to be a part of every department when I'm on set. I want to be part of the AD team. I want to be. I want to understand the schedule. I want to understand. I mean, I produced a TV show that didn't get too much light of day because it was on Facebook, which whatever, they gave us, a full couple series and fine. But as a producer, it was really important for me, Cynthia, what you're talking about, to be a voice of everything you're saying. And just from having a taste of that for 2 seasons and supporting my fellow actors and have everything on our set from heads of department to just every position be filled, feel like and look like the frickin' world. I now am like, I just can't shake that after doing that once. And so when I go back to do Doctor Strange 2 in England, I guess I use it when I just can't shake it, even though it's so much bigger than me. I still can't shake that. I don't know, my opinions are just vast. And everyone hears it from the first AD to the EP. And I have downs with everyone all the time, and I become their favorite person. And I think that I am like a representative of anyone having a hard time on set.
You're the equity rep, man. You're like, you're the equity rep. For real. I love it.
But then, the other thing is sometimes, I think this is when it comes to like when what do you shake off when you get home? Because I do think I do maybe overstep a bit. I don't know. And then I think that's what's harder for me to shake off sometimes than the actual character, is trying to make sure that the work experience for everyone on set is healthy. I care a lot about that. And so that's usually the thing I'm trying to shake off at the end of the day. I just think that we put so much time and energy into patience on set. I think there's a lot of patience that's required, and I do think that takes away from the patience we may have when we come home. And that's
Very well put.
And that's really what I mean, because we're just tired also. I mean, regardless of what exactly emotionally the day it requires of you, it's just, you're just tired. And so you just try and be patient and professional and kind. And then I think when you go home, that's when your fuse is just, much smaller.
Date us. We're fabulous. We're really